It's the next day, y'all. Time to get this tape off of here and get this cleaned up. There's the hawk. Before there was a Tiffany Outdoors, there was Tiffany the farmer.
On a U-turn when possible.
No, we're not U-turning.
Hi. Hi, what are you doing? Hi, Boo. What?
Alright, I have spent a good bit of time getting rid of the excess silicone that's on the glass that's visible. I didn't mess with anything on the bottom section because we're not going to see that. It's going to be covered anyway. So I'm going to go give this a good rinse, dry it off, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to put in this for the rocks and the sand. Oh, also I need to make a little miniature rake. So I'll go ahead and rinse this out. While that's drying, we'll make the little rake that we're going to use for this. Oh, this is turning out so awesome. Alright, let me go rinse this off. I'll be right back. For this next section, we're going to need a dowel. You're going to need a thick dowel. Doesn't matter how thick, but this is what I had on hand. So I'm just going to take that paintbrush part off, maybe cut it down for maybe about an inch and a half wide. Then you're going to need a smaller dowel that's going to fit inside here. That's going to be the handle part of the rake. Then you're going to need even smaller dowels or toothpicks. I have these little tiny dowels that Jill had in her craft stash. And these are going to be the tines of the rake. You're going to need, I got some Titebond 2 wood glue. I got drill bits, and I have my miter box, and I have my vise. I need to figure out how long I want my rake to be, and take this label off. Won't be needing that on there. And then cut it down. I'm going to use my miter box to cut it down, and then I'm going to put it in the vise and drill out holes for the rake handle and the tines. Alright, let me go ahead and get this label off, and I'll be right back. This thing was really sticky with the residue of the label, so if you have that happen, just go over it really good with some sandpaper, and that will get rid of all of that stickiness. Alright, so now to dismantle this. Oh, okay. Came right out. Nice. So now I have this nice little dowel that is, let's see how long this is. It's 4 inches, which is going to be way too big for my purposes. I think I'm going to cut this down to about 2.5 inches. Now you can use a miter box, or you can use the miter box saw and a vise to cut this down. I think I'm going to put this in a vise. It might be a little bit easier. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Just take the little bit of sandpaper and sand that little portion smooth. There we go. Nice. All right. Now for the handle. Let's see, how long should this handle be? Doesn't have to be super long. I think I'll make it about right here. Y'all, I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not being specific or anything about measurements because I'm just eyeballing it. You can make it as long or as short as you like. Whatever your taste is. You can let your creativeness just flow on this part. Actually, all of it. All right. Same thing. Get a little line started. Probably just cut the whole thing just like this. There we go. Yeah, safety always. Just for the pew pew. Okay, so I got a little nib there. And I'm going to rub this over sandpaper. Get it nice and smooth. So I need to get a drill bit that is the same size as this. Let's see. It's a little too big. That might be it right there. And this is a 13/32. So what I'll do is, again, eyeball it. I'm going to put this in a vise. I'm going to eyeball it. Find the center. Drill a hole all the way through. And then glue the handle in. Kind of nervous about how well this is going to work. I've never done this, so we'll see. What I don't want to happen is this to split in half totally. Let's see. Might be too big. All right. So, all right. I'm thinking, y'all, if that hole is too big, that's gonna break. So all our hard work will be over. So I'm gonna go with a smaller drill bit. I'm gonna go with a 1/4 inch. We'll go with the 1/4 inch. Drill a hole all the way through or into it mostly, or at least half of the way. We'll do it half of the way. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't cut that. I would have ruined it. I'm just gonna eyeball it here. I'm gonna start off very slowly. Very little pressure. There we go. I went most of the way through. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to sand this down small enough so that it will fit in that hole. And then we're going to put some glue in there and then put it in. Let's see, that went about most of the way through, so I need to sand down about that much of it. I'm just going to put a little mark, kind of as a guideline. And then you can take a knife, pare that down. Let's see, what should I use? Razor blade. There we go. Razor blade. And just shave it down bit by bit. Alright, this might take a while. So this is it's almost kind of pencil shaped. Here, let's see. And the hole is here. And that's going to fit in there quite nicely. Now to figure out where to put the tines. I started making some marks there. And I'm not quite sure. Let's see. If I'm breaking like this, the tines maybe should come down, straight down, or at an angle. Maybe at a slight angle. There, I think. And I don't know how many I should put on here. I'll put 8. And I'll try and get them all in a line. Okay. It doesn't have to be pretty or perfect. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes for the tines. So I'm not going to glue the handle on just yet. I'm going to put this right back in the vise. And find a drill bit that will accommodate these little tines. Let's see. Uh, 3/16. I think that'll be big enough. And don't drill this all the way in. And the 3/16 might be too big. You know what? It's better to start too small than going too big. So I'm going to go down one, 11/64. And start off slowly. And it doesn't need to be in the wood too deep. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's fine. Just like that. Okay. And even that could go, I could go down another drill bit size. Slightly too big. I'm gonna go down to, what is this? 5/32. Yeah, 5/32. Even that is still kind of big. Let's see. Hang on, guys. Let me find one that's better size. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1/8. So you just got to experiment and see which one fits the best without being too big. So that first one was way too big, wasn't it? I don't want to go too far down in that. I don't want it to go all the way through for sure. A little bit more on that one. There we go. sandpapering, and now to cut the dowels, cut my little tines, I'm going to use a pair of dikes. And how long should they be? I don't think they need to be that long. About like that, I suppose. And this is, let's see. And you guys saw, I just eyeballed it. I didn't measure it. It's about, let's see, about 5/8 of an inch. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut 7 more, and then I'm going to glue them in place, glue everything in place. Now I'm going to just sand down both edges down, just a couple scrapes across the sandpaper will be plenty, I believe. Just so you don't have any jagged edges. I'm going to put the glue in with a toothpick. Let's see, will it fit in that hole? Yes, it will. Alright. A little bit of glue in each hole. This toothpick. Uh-oh, I'm spilling glue. Alright, and now for my tines. Put a little bit around there, and having a little trouble here. I'm not going to bore you guys. You've seen me do the first 4. No need to keep torturing you guys, making you watch me put sticks in glue and then in a hole. Alright, I'm going to put these in. The rest in, I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to put all 4 in, let it dry, then we're going to flip this over and put the handle in. Got the rake all put together, drying in the vise. Y'all, word of advice, do not force those tines in. I broke that one, I broke that one, and I broke that one. So I put enough glue on there, hopefully, to hold them together. If not, then I'm going to have to make another rake. And this seems to be at the perfect angle. Ooh, I said perfect. This seems to be at the right angle that it needs to be to function as a rake. So while that's drying in the vise, now to turn over to our mountains. Let me show you what I'll use.